everybody, welcome to Von's Midlife Budget. I am here with you to go over my 2026 budget and plan. I know it's February, but guess what? Your girl is getting started, y'all. So I am using the Organized Money Budget Planner. I have tweaked it to make it my own. And that is what I love about her budget planner. It is so minimalistic that you can make it your own. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. I am focused on debt this year, and I will be explaining to you how I'm going to conquer my debt and what I will be using. I'm not going to go into detail about what I will be using per se, but I am going to let you know what I'll be using. So she does use a disc-bound planner system, which is the classic size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 disc. As you can see, it's black and white. You can find her. She has a YouTube channel called The Organized Money. She also sells her products on Etsy if you're interested. Inside, I do have her stickers. These are just paycheck stickers. This is how I'm notating my paydays. I do get paid twice a month on the 15th and the last day of the month, or whatever payday is closest to the 15th, and the 15th falls on the weekend. I am using something called the Dice Randomizer. I will explain that in another video. This is from Hot Beauty Budget. She also has a YouTube channel. I'll be using that on some for my sinking funds, which again will be explained in a later video. These are my budget goals for 2026. I am planning on paying off some of my consumer debt. I have a loan with Dignify for $1,893.68. I pay $113.84 monthly. I have a Money Lion credit builder loan for $489.96. I pay $96.68 monthly. These are my current balances. I have AF 24/7, that's Advanced Financial. This is a payday loan. I owe $879.67. I pay $152.04 monthly. I also owe Cash App. I owe them $525. I don't have a monthly amount because my monthly amount is $525. Cash App, as you know, is I don't even know how to explain what Cash App is. I think everybody knows what it is. I do have Afterpay through Cash App. I owe them, I think it's more than $296.15 at this point. I have to get that number, but it's kind of pay as you get money in your Cash App. I do have a 401k loan. I don't have the current balance because I have to look in my 401k. But this loan, I put it here, but I'm not counting it in my total because that comes directly out of my paycheck before I even see my paycheck. But I do pay $71.24 monthly with that loan. I'm actually going to tackle that later on. I'm going to hyper focus on that after I get this year's loans paid off. So in total for Dignify, Money Lion, Advanced Financial, Cash App, and Afterpay, I owe a total of $4,084.46 in loans. And then for I also owe my Nissan Rogue, which is my truck. I owe them $18,305.58, and I pay a total of $608.07 a month. However, I do pay them $730 a month. I had a back payment that I had to pay where I missed a payment or two, and so I added on that payment to my monthly payment, and I just left it. I never changed it back. So if I pay them off, that will free up $730 monthly in my pay in my check, and it will also help me lower my insurance because I won't have to have full coverage. I'm thinking about doing that, but I'm not sure if I want to do that because full coverage does come in handy if you have an accident. I'm just saying. Now, I do want to save sinking funds. I do want to start on my sinking funds. I want to start on my emergency fund. I know they say $1,000, but I'm thinking more $1,500. My Amici Fund, that's an organization that I am a part of, the Zeta Amici Foundation organization, which works beside the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I want to save $5,000. I know that seems like a lot. However, we do a lot of fundraising. We also have yearly dues. We also go to conferences and things like that. So I do want to have money set aside for all of those things that we participate in. Also, them kids, that covers my children and my nieces and nephews if they ever need me. If there's things that I just want to do for them, I do want to have $5,000 set aside for all of them. And also mania. I am diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder, so I do have unfortunately, a habit of just spending money. When I go through my manic phases, I would just randomly spend money. So I do want to have like a fun. I got this idea from Jasmine at Baddies and Budgets. If you guys do not follow her, please do. She is a GOAT in the money game. A lot of my saving challenges you see will come from her. She is really a great brand. I just want to let y'all know that off rip. So if you guys do not already know who she is, it is Baddies and Budgets. She is on YouTube. She does heavily post things on Instagram, and she also has a website. So go ahead and follow her. I will leave her link below, but she has a mania fund, and that's where I get this idea from. Again, pay off my Nissan Rogue. I also have a plan to move to Tennessee, so I do want to start saving for that. I put an amount of $7,000 that would be for moving and for any deposits or anything that I may have. And I also want to start investing. I did already put like $50 into a investment account, but I do want to start doing that more this year. Now, I know this looks like a lot, and to be honest, I don't expect to be able to do all of this within these, you might as well say, 10 months left. However, what I do want to do is set a huge goal, and then I'm going to hyper focus on some of them. So the things that I am going to hyper focus on is paying off these debts, paying off my Nissan Rogue, and saving up my emergency fund. Now, Yvonne, how you plan on doing that? Glad you asked. Let's talk about saving challenges. So, I have so many savings challenges till it's not even funny. Let's just talk about that. I have almost every savings challenge that Baddies and Budgets has put out. Almost. Not all, but most of them. There is a young lady on YouTube called the Savings Butterfly. I have her Fun Savings Challenge book, and I have her, I think it's just called the Savings Butterfly Challenge book. I do have both of them. However, I started using one, but I didn't finish it. But the Fun Savings Challenge book. So I actually went through and I kind of wrote down. I also have some, just regular savings challenge from different creators. So I kind of wrote down all of the savings challenges that I wanted to get into this year, but I'm still narrowing them down. But these are the ones that I kind of want to get into, and I kind of went through the amount of money that I want to invest in them for the year, and then I'll let you know what I plan on doing with them. So we have the Fun Savings Challenge book, which is from the Savings Butterfly. So I want to do one challenge in each section. Once completed, move to the next challenge. I want to invest $60. Now that has about 5 or 6 sections in the challenge book. Baddies and Budget monthly challenge, $50. Bajan Girl monthly challenge varies because each month is a different amount. Baddies and Budget 52-week, that varies because each week is a different amount. Hot Beauty Minis, $50. 10K challenge from Baddies and Budget, $200. Baddies and Budget 100 envelope, $100. Baddies and Budget penny challenge, any extra change. Baddies and Budget 800 club, any extra money over the month. That is how I plan on saving up to do all of those things that I talked about on the last page. Now, I also planned out any extra money that I may get. For instance, I got my taxes. I already got my taxes, right? So my plan for my taxes, which I don't get much, let me just start there. I don't have any dependents, so I don't get much back based on my income. What I did with my taxes was I got a laptop so that I'm able to do a work from home job as a secondary form of income. Right now, the only income that I have is my W-2 job. And I do Amazon Flex. However, I'm starting to realize that Amazon Flex is not a good fit for me, even though it is some really easy money. So if you can, go ahead and get on Amazon Flex. It's not a hard job. It's just mentally, it is not good for me. So I decided to do a work from home job. I have done work from home jobs over the years off and on. And I realized that me not having to leave my home is really a little better for me mentally. So I did use my taxes to purchase a laptop so that I could start back doing that. Hopefully I will be getting into that soon. I have already joined the company and I've already put in an application for a company. So hopefully that goes through. I also receive an annual bonus through my job, and with that annual bonus, I plan on paying off Dignify. I owe my brother some money, so I'm going to pay him off. I want to pay off MoneyLion and Advance Financial. With MoneyLion, because it is a credit builder loan, I will be receiving money back from them. Let me explain how MoneyLion works. When I applied for MoneyLion, what they did was they approved me for $1,000. Once they approved me for $1,000, they gave me $200 at that time. Every time I made a payment to them, they put money in the bank for me. It's called a reserve account. Once I pay them off, they'll release the other $800 that they approved me for. With that $800, I'm going to go ahead and put that toward my Navy Federal credit card, because remember, the things that I wanted to focus on was Dignify, MoneyLion, Advanced Financial, Cash App, and Afterpay, right? Cash App, I'm paying them off anyway because I always pay them off every month. So when I borrow from them, I put it to pay them off monthly. When I get Afterpay, I get it to pay them off. You know, whenever I'm supposed to pay them off. So I already have them in my budget to pay off anyway. So when I get this extra money from MoneyLion, I'm going to put that toward my Navy Federal credit card. The reason I don't label my Navy Federal credit card as a debt is because that's something that I constantly use, and you'll see where I'm going to use them in my budget. So this is my bank account plans. Currently, I have 4 accounts that I use. Well, 3 bank accounts that I use, and I have 1 credit card. So I have a SoFi high yield savings checking account. I'm lying. I have 4 accounts. I have a SoFi high yield checking account. I also have a SoFi high yield savings account. I have a Navy Federal Credit Union checking, a Navy Federal Credit Union money market. I have 5 accounts, a Navy Federal Credit Savings, and I have a Navy Federal Credit Card. I don't have my savings account on here because I don't currently use them, but I will be because I'm going to start saving. See how that works? So currently in my SoFi checking account, I use that as a bills account, but I have not been using these accounts properly. That's why I kind of wrote out a plan for them. So in that bills account, I have my rent. My current rent, I actually put it at $1,400. I do live with other people, and we split the rent. However, there have been changes to the people that live here. There have been changes in just the way the rent is split up. So I am putting myself in a position to where if anything else happens, I'm able to cover the discrepancy. So I'm putting the rent at $1,400. Comcast, which is the internet, I'm putting that at $133. iCloud, that is my internet storage. That's pretty much $1. It's 99 cents, but I put it at $1. Amazon Photos, I have rounded all of these up. Amazon Photos, I put at $3. Xfinity Mobile, I put at $61. That is my cell phone. Direct Auto, it used to be Direct Auto. I've switched it to Geico, so I have to put my new amount there. I have to look that up. But I put it at $300. I don't think it's $300. I think it's less than that, but I gotta look and put that in there. Dignify, again, I'm going to be paying that off in February, but it's $114. Amazon Prime is $8. MoneyLion is $98. Again, I'm going to be paying that off. HP Inc. is $9. Reggie TV, that's pretty much the guy. I have TV services where I get everything. So that's $34. But that I pay $100 every 3 months, so that and that covers 2 TVs. So I put that at $34 a month to cover. So when it's time for me to pay him at the end of the quarter, I just have it already saved up. So that's $2,161. When I divide that up into the 2 paychecks, that is $1,080.50 per paycheck. So that's how much money I pay every paycheck if I divide my bills in half. Then that comes out of my SoFi bills. Now remember, this does not include any savings. My Navy Federal Credit checking account, these are subscriptions that currently come out of, these are all the things that come out of my Navy Federal checking at this time. My free score, I do have my cousin working on my credit, because I found all kind of discrepancies on my credit, and to be honest, I just don't have the mental capacity or the time to work on it. So I have her working on it. So that's $25 a month. I have the advanced financial, the loan that I told you about, that's $153. SIE, I am currently insured. I am currently licensed to sell life insurance, annuities, and everything. However, I do want to get my security license in order for me to be able to sell retirement products. So that's $25 a month. Finer things, as I stated, I am a part of the Zeta Amica organization auxiliary, and that's a Finer Things. That is a subscription box in order for me to get paraphernalia every quarter. That's $28 a month. We do get billed on a quarterly basis, so I want to have the money ready every quarter. So $28 a month will cover that when it's time to pay. I do pay my Navy Federal, so that's $30 a month minimum. That's the minimum payment. So that equals $261. When I divide it into 2, that's $130.50 per paycheck. My money market, the only thing that comes out of my money market account is my car note. So that's $730. Again, that's actually more than what I pay on my car note, but I never changed it back after I paid it up. So that's $365 per paycheck. And then my Navy Federal credit card, I do have my Primerica. That's the company that I have my life insurance through, my life insurance license through. That's $25 a month. In teletravel, I'm also a licensed travel agent. They're $40 a month, so that's $65. That's $32.50 per paycheck. So this is currently how I have my account set up. I do not have any money that goes directly into any of my savings accounts. And that's intentionally because I'm not currently in a place where I'm able to just automatically save, because I am so behind on bills, and also because I just have so much debt to where I don't have the money to save. And that is the reason why I created this channel, because I know there's a lot of people and content creators that are in a place where they're able to just put money towards savings. They're able to cash stuff and do savings challenges where you see them and there's like cash stuff and $300 at a time, $500 at a time, $600 at a time. And I know it's some people out there who's looking at that and like, I'm not there yet. I'm that person. So even though it's fun to watch those videos, you can't relate to that scenario because that's not where you are. And so I wanted to create my channel for the people who are not there yet. I'm not there yet. So, and I'll be 50 this year, and I'm just not there yet. So, hopefully you could relate to this scenario, and hopefully you could follow me on this journey and we could get there together. So let me just take this moment to say, if you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment to let me know if you're on this journey with me. Let me know in the comment section. So this is ideally, at the bottom, I wrote how I would like my accounts to be ideally. And I have kind of started making this adjustment already. So my Navy Federal Credit Union, my Navy Federal credit card, I would like all of my subscriptions to go on my Navy Federal credit card. And I'm going to explain why. So my iCloud, $1, Amazon Photos, $3, Amazon Prime, $8, HP Ink, $9, my free score, 25 SIE, 25 Finer Things, 28 IntelliTravel, 25 Primerica, 40. So that's $164, $82 per paycheck. The reason why I would like for this to happen, twofold. One, it allows me to have utilization on my credit card, right? Because this credit card, I'm not closing. This credit card is constantly going to be used. However, it's not going to be more than 30% of my utilization, right? So it's going to look great on my credit. That's one. Two, it allows me wiggle room to where I'm not having all of this money coming out of my bill account, so that I'm not like how can I say it? I'm not overextending my bill account every paycheck, right? Because I only have to pay my credit card bill off once a month versus me, or I still pay it twice a month, but it's like one amount versus me having all these different amounts coming out my account, throughout the month. For me, it makes more sense to me that way. Okay. My SoFi checking account, I only want my big bills, my big main bills coming out of my SoFi checking. So basically what we call my four walls. My rent, which is 14, my Comcast, which is my internet, 133, Xfinity Mobile, 61, Direct Auto. I'm going to check on that amount. My TV, which is 34, so that's 1928 for a total of 964 per paycheck. I have already made this change. Which means I need to go in and make the change to these subscriptions. My Navy Federal credit card, I did not touch that at all. And then my Navy Federal checking. Now, currently, since I've already made this change, whatever amount I have left from my money market and my SoFi checking, that balance is going to automatically go into my Navy Federal checking account. From my Navy Federal checking account, I am going to pay my Navy Federal credit card. Because for the credit card on Navy Federal, you can only pay out of one of... Oops, sorry, y'all. From my Navy Federal credit card, you can only pay that from one of your Navy Federal from one of your Navy Federal accounts. So once I pay off, once my money hits my SoFi checking, my Navy Federal money market, whatever is left over is going to go to my Navy Federal checking, and from there I will pay off my Navy Federal credit card. I will take out my my cash, my envelopes for that pay period. I will pull those out. If I have money left over, I will pull out my saving challenge money for that pay period, and I will go from there. If I don't have any money left over for saving challenges, I just can't do saving challenges that week, and that's just is what it is until I get to the point where I could do saving challenges. So now let's get into what goes on into this budget planner. So this is the name page. I use Caliber Plan stickers to... Nope, this was the alphabet sticker book. I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. This is the Fun Alphabet sticker book. I'm trying to remember her name. Planning Thing. So this is the Planning Thing Fun Alphabet sticker book. This little doll is from Anika's Creative Closet. I don't think she has those anymore, but she may. These, all of my dividers are from Caliber Plans, her first budget planner. I had her first budget planner. However, the pages did not work for me, but I loved it. It was beautiful. So I added her dividers to this planner. I have these are financial goals. The sticker is from Caliber Plan's first budget sticker book. I kind of just wrote down, the Budgetnista is someone that's been in the budget game for a long time. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she kind of did a video on credit and the 5 components of credit and how it breaks down and the importance of each area of your credit. And I kind of just took notes, and so I stuck it here as a reminder of where I want to be. Then I have my payday schedule. You see a bunch of white out because my schedule changed from last year to this year. This was in my Caliber planner when I had it, so I just decided to keep it, put it in here, and just change the dates up. This also has the dates where the federal holidays, where the banks will be closed, so that I'll know that my paydays changed. And the stickers that are used, all of these stickers came from Caliber Plan. These came from her Dated Basics books, and the other stickers came out of her budget planner books, budget sticker books. These stickers, again, came from Caliber Plan, and on this, I just put my bill schedule, so when all of my bills are due, not the amounts, just the dates. These stickers, again, Caliber Plan, and these are saving jars. These, I just put this in here for decoration. I don't even think I'll use this page, to be honest with you, but I just put savings tracker for house down payment and emergency fund. This back page is that payoff plan, credit cards, car loans. Again, another page that's probably just in here for decoration, and you'll see why I have other pages to track. This was from the Organized Money. This is included in the planner. It's budget categories. I love this page because a lot of times I think we forget sometimes what's included in what categories. So this kind of gives you an idea of what you would include in some of the categories. I color coded my categories, so when I'm writing down my expenses and what I spent for each week or day, if depending on how you track your expenses, I can kind of relate what category it goes to, and I could color code them. So when I'm doing my wrap up, I could kind of just know based on the color that I highlighted them. So housing, you have rent, mortgage, HOA, dues, property taxes, transportation. You have car note, car insurance, gas, parking, tolls, public transit, food, groceries, additional grocery items, fast food and restaurant, utilities, water, electricity, phone and trash, insurance, medical, life, dental, disability, savings, emergency funds, sinking funds, Roth IRA, mutual funds, personal care. You have nails, hair, spa services, gym membership, subscriptions. Entertainment, you have movies, hobbies, fun, money. Shopping, you have clothing, products, online. Miscellaneous, anything not budgeted. Under savings, I will also include saving challenges. Okay, going for the goals. So I broke down, instead of just having goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, goal 4, goal 5, I broke it down into my 4 area of savings. So my income goal is to increase my income by $1,000 per month using side hustles, my raise, and hopefully a promotion this year. My savings goal is to save $1,000 emergency fund using savings challenge and save to move to Tennessee. My debt goal is to pay off personal loans with bonus, pay off Nissan Rogue and other debt with saving challenges. My investment goal is to invest in two of each: REITs, mutual funds, index funds, individual stocks, and Roth. All of these I will be doing like a separate video on each one so that I could go in more detail. My money routine for 2026. I love this page. I really think it's important that we come up with routines on how we handle our money. She goes into a very detailed video about money routines. So I'm gonna go from the bottom up because I think it works in that way. So annually, I review my budget, I create new goals, and I review my savings. Quarterly, I update my yearly overview, I update my saving jars, I complete my quarterly tracker. Monthly, you budget monthly, update your yearly overview, you update your debt reduction tracker, your yearly savings tracker, which we'll see those pages. You update your monthly trackers. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera, y'all. Weekly, you want to budget your paycheck actuals. You want to update your bill and subscription trackers. And then daily, you want to update your expenses. Here's the thing. If you do everything that you're supposed to do, for instance, if you update your expense trackers every day, when you get to your weekly and you need to update your bill and subscription tracker, it'll be a little easy because you've already updated your expenses, right? And when you update your expenses, you're using the highlight method so that and you'll know what categories. So you'll be able to update your bill and subscription trackers easier. if you update your billing subscription trackers and your expenses, when you go to update your overviews, your debt reduction, it's easy if you just do all of these steps. It gets easier. Now, mind you, I haven't done that, but I'm gonna update my stuff. So this is your yearly finance tracker. So you have every month of the year, you're gonna have your starting balance. You're gonna add the income that you brought in for each month, the expenses you spent that month, how much you saved that month, how much debt you paid off that month, and your ending balance. You're going to do it for each quarter, total it out. You have all of your bills and subscriptions for the month. So you have your subscriptions for the year, your yearly subscriptions, your quarterly subscriptions, and then you have your monthly bills. And then you want to go in and you want to write the due date, the amount. For your monthly, you have the date, the months here, and you want to just check them off as you pay them. As you can see, I have not updated mine. And then here you want to write the quarter. I kind of wrote the months in there just as a reminder. You want to write the amount, the due date, and then you want to write the amount that you actually paid under that date, and you write the renewal date. Annually, you do the same thing. You write the due date, the amount, and then the renewal date. And you could write a description. Well, no, that's just, you have enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of them. Then you have your debt reduction tracker. So you write your beginning balance of your debt, and then each month you write how much debt you paid, and then at the end you write the total debt that you paid off at the end. Hopefully that'll match that amount. And then you have the debt snowball tracker. If you're doing a different method, I think you could just highlight that and white that out and just change it to whatever method you're using. But you have all the months of the year. You write which debts you're going to focus on. You have a space for 4 debts, and then you just write. I put the debts there, but you're supposed to put the starting balance. Then you write how much payment you made that month and the new balance, and you just go down until the end of the year. Then you have your yearly savings. You do the same thing that you did on the debt. You write how much you had at the beginning of the year. You put how much you saved every month, and then your total savings at the end of the year. And then you have your trackers. I put the emergency fund. You'll put the amount you need, your starting balance, when do you want to save this by, and just write your date, how much you put into it, if you withdrew, and your ending balance. And you have, I'm so sorry, y'all. Ooh, I keep hitting this camera. And you have 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 3 of those. And then you have saving jars. So these jars, you have what you're saving for, the amount you need, your starting balance, and your target date. And what you can do is you just, well, you can do this 1 of 2 ways. You could just put, every time you make a deposit, you put the amount you put, and then you color it in. Or you could take this number and divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Take this number, divide it by 13. Write that number in, and every time you save that amount, you color it in, and then you can make any notes. And you got 1, 2, 3 of those. You actually have 5, but I just put the other 2 in the back because I'm not using them. I purchased this from the Organized Money separately. This is what's known in the planner community as a perpetual calendar. This is Organized Money calls it a yearly planner, but this is basically just each month of the year, and you have the dates on here. I used it in this capacity with my budget planner as just a way to highlight like any big things that's coming up. So I'm going to Atlanta in March because this allows me to like prepare in advance. So I'm going to Atlanta in March, so I know that I need to budget in money for that. I'm going to our state conference for the Zeta Amiga. I have my 50th birthday trip. My life insurance, continuing education credits is due in July. My daughter's graduation for her master's is in December, but she said she may not do it. I don't know. But anything that's big that's coming up, I will include it in this calendar so that I know that I have to prepare for that in advance, and I know that I have to include that in my budget at some point. Some things, of course, has to be paid in advance, but at least I'll know that I have to prepare for that in advance. I did take one of the paychecks and do like a mock paycheck budget. And the reason why I did this is because this allows me to know how much I need to eventually come up with when I get to my budget. Like how much I need to make a month in order for me to live the way that I want to live this year. So I did like what I think my check will be every month, right? And I took all of my current bills and my savings challenges to reach my goal this year. All of my all of my cash envelopes, all of my current bills, everything. I need to come up with an additional $1,106.40 every month. So what that means is whatever secondary income I have needs to come up with $1,106.40. That is my magic number. Point blank, period. However I do it. So again, the dividers come from Caliber Plan. Now I'm going to show you a blank budget month so that you'll get an idea of what the months look like. I'll show you how I budget in another video when I do a budget with me. This video was mainly just to show you what my plan was. All of my dividers again came from Caliber Plan. So this one for January says a budget is more than just a series of numbers on a page. It is an embodiment of our values. February says a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. March says budgeting is not about limiting yourself. It is about making the things that excite you possible. So March is a blank month. So I use Caliber Plan's alphabet basics on all of my months. So you have a space for this month's goal. I do suggest that you take your yearly goals and break them down monthly so that it'll be smaller chunks of a big bite. Your month does come blank. Again, I used all of Caliber Plan alphabet stickers on all of my monthlies. Again, the organized money stickers is what I use to show my pay dates for the month. March has 31 days. That's why you see the 31 there. You do get a space to write down any appointments and to also write any notes for the month. I do like this space because I think sometimes we forget appointments, and appointments cost money for some people. And I don't think that we think about that a lot. Luckily, I have an HSA account, but some people don't. And those co-pays and those prescription costs can add up, right? And then in notes, you have things like oil change, stuff like that. Like those surprise things, sometimes you forget about those. And those little things, they add up. So again, you get your monthly budget. So this is what I do. You have your monthly budget. This will allow you to see what your overall month looks like, your overall budget for the month. So you'll write your date, you have your income section, your bills, your variable, your other space, and then you total everything up at the bottom. You have your paycheck budget. To be honest, it's the same thing as your monthly budget. You would just do that way. You would just do this one for a specific paycheck. This is overall for all of your money for the month, specific to a paycheck. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those in a month. You have a monthly income tracker, which I love this page because this allows you to track all of the money that you got in for that month. I love this because this makes your yearly overview tracker a lot easier. So I like this page. You also have your monthly budget check-in, which I also love because this helps you to complete your categories easier because you have each category. How much you spent in that category, how much you have remaining. This is good for your cash envelopes. You have your monthly income tracker. This is what you fill out either daily or weekly. I suggest daily. So you have one 3 of those, and then you have a notes page on the back. I added this page every quarter. This is from Jalea's Creation. Again, if you do not follow her, she has a YouTube page. She actually is she actually does financial, where she helps people with their budgets. It's Creations with a K. She's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. She also sells budget planners, budget binders and things. So this is a quarterly financial audit. So this is you basically check in to where you're spending these, like your cash envelopes and stuff like this, just so you can see where you are with these spending, with your spending, and you could sort of like just keep track of that. So I have one of these after every quarter. So, and this is a free download. So if you want it, you could just go download it for free. And again, I have one after every quarter. So this is April. I'm just going to flip through so you can see the dashboards. This is May, June, July, August, September, October, November. I love the black ones, the way them colors pop. And this is December. Now at the end of the year, there's nothing like special at the end of the year. It kind of just ends. You do get a next year's budget goals, which I love this because it helps you to kind of reflect on next year prior to the next year start. And again, I have an extra, a quarterly back here. And then I also added the extra savings jars back here because I know I probably won't use them. And you also get a gifts list. You get 2 gifts lists. I kept them back here just in case. I may use them, I may not, I don't know. And then you have your back cover. So that is my budget plan and the planner that I will be using. I will be doing a budget with me video, which I will be posting on Friday. I also will be doing a video showing you guys the saving challenges that I will be using throughout the year. Again, with savings challenges, I will be doing them on when I have the money to do them. I'm really doing a realistic budgeting on this channel. I'm not forcing things. I'm not making things look like they're happening when they are not. You are getting a channel that is going to be doing things in the time in which they are happening. Again, if you want to go through this journey with me, or if you want to just hold me accountable for the things that I have going on, please go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.